So one of the most important articles that I found last night that I felt was important to share was another Business Insider article. This says Canada's housing crisis is so bad that its government wants to change the rules for buying a home. It says here, Canada sits in a housing crisis of its own, and its government is eyeing some unconventional fixes. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau aims to ban blind bidding, which keeps buyers from seeing others' offers. This ban will crack down on predatory speculators, he said. You shouldn't lose a bidding war to speculators. So the article goes on to say, Canada desperately needs affordable homes. Revamping the home buying process might be key. Home prices in Canada surged 22% over the past year, and the median home price sits at a record high. Material shortages and soaring construction costs also place the country in a bleak supply shortage. The Bank of Nova Scotia estimates the country has fewer homes per 1,000 residents than any other G7 nation. That's pretty incredible when you think about it. And again, the reason I'm sharing this is I think because we have to look at the governmental structure of what's going on in Canada. Ryan's here. What's up, Ryan? Good morning, bro. Ryan's in Canada. He said housing prices are stupid, crazy, not affordable to new buyers. That concept of making it tough for first-time home buyers to get their first house is interesting, and you can pull the thread at that for any conspiracy theory you want of why they don't want people owning things. I would just turn it back to the World Economic Forum saying that in the global reset, you're going to own nothing and be happy. That's kind of what we're seeing here. And Canada, we know, is primarily a more liberal country than conservative country. The liberal being more government stimulus, more government money to the people, take care of the poor people while the rich get richer. So let's just keep going. The government is taking a multi-pronged approach to address the problem. On the supply front, Trudeau rolled out a plan last week that aims to build 1.4 million homes over the next 4 years. Yet the Prime Minister's plans for accessible home buying are perhaps more ambitious. Another thought, this is why I think the big government is a bad thing. That's simply what I believe. Because when the government comes in and says, we're going to build 1.4 million homes in 4 years, I would argue that the private sector could come in and build double that amount of homes or triple that amount of homes, 3 million homes in 4 years, if it was left solely up to the private sector to do, private enterprise, private business owners to go in and do that. If they were maybe incentivized by the government with less regulation and less rules in their way, I bet you they could build more houses in a shorter amount of time. So it's really about thinking, is this trying to solve the housing problem, or is this the government moving money around, scratching Peter to pay Paul kind of thing for their own benefit? Because if we really just focus on the goal of building more houses and making it more affordable for people in Canada to afford homes, why are we letting the government handle it? It should be left to private business. They should be shopping this out to the best home builders, best contractors in the entire world. Get some motherfuckers from Dubai over here because they know how to build shit. Get them into Canada, and I bet you they could build more homes. It's just my opinion. It goes on to say, for one, Trudeau seeks a ban on blind bidding. In this process, bidders can see the asking price of the home, but not what other prospective buyers bid. It's been criticized as a way for sellers to pad prices. Outlawing such bidding would help crack down on predatory speculators, he said. The Prime Minister also plans to bar the buying of Canadian homes for investment purposes. Housing markets in Canada's largest metropolitan area have been increasingly flooded by foreign buyers as investors look to capitalize on soaring prices. Trudeau's plan promises to prohibit new foreign ownership of Canadian homes for 2 years and expand on taxes of vacant foreign-owned homes. That's honestly not a terrible idea in my opinion. I mean, if money's coming in, money's coming in. I don't know why they would hate that. But to tax people that are not living there, I think kind of from a liberal policy standpoint, it makes sense. If you're going to buy a house and you're only going to be here 1 day a year, we're going to tax you a little bit more to incentivize you to either sell it to someone who needs it or get here and be a part of our economy more. So I don't hate that. I understand where that's coming from. You shouldn't lose a bidding war on your home to speculators. No more foreign wealth being parked in homes that people should be living in. Okay, you get the basic gist here. Canada's Conservatives see the other options for healing the market. Erin O'Toole, the party's leader, proposed a plan last week that would also ban foreign investors. So look, I didn't even read this far in the article, and there you go. I agree a little bit there with the conservative guy because the conservative guy agrees with the liberal guy. from buying for 2 years to lift the supply, blah, blah, blah. So we agree on that. Regardless of their differences, each party's plan strikes a starkly different tone from their southern neighbor. While the U.S. continues to grapple with similar affordability pressures, the federal government has done little to aid buyers. The bipartisan infrastructure plan lacks the $213 billion initially set to create and retrofit 2 million housing units. So that's not happening here in the United States. Bidding wars have also boosted home ownership out of reach for many Americans. The hottest market frequently saw interested parties furiously bid up homes to avoid losing out. And rampant speculation by firms like BlackRock and Blackstone mean thousands of homes have been taken off the market over the past decade to be rented out for steady income. The investing trend grew even more popular through the pandemic. We talked about BlackRock and what they're doing. So look, the reason why I felt that this was important to share is because I know a lot of you guys are in Canada, right? And I got to show love to my Canadian brothers and sisters. But I think it's just interesting to see it from a liberal and conservative perspective and try to make our own judgment of what should we be doing to help these people. For the most part, I do agree with the fact that foreign buyers shouldn't be allowed to come in and buy houses, sit on them, and not rent them out even, and just have them because they know they're going to increase in value over time. Those people should have to pay more, I think, in taxes. If you're not going to contribute to the economy, but you're going to own land in that economy, that's fishy to me. You know, maybe I'm not rich enough and I haven't done that enough to understand why they would do that. But from where I sit right now, not a big fan of that. But I'm definitely also not a big fan of banning the speculation and making this ban of like hiding who's bidding what and hiding the home price. I'm not a fan of that either. Again, let private business do what it's organically meant to do. And I think even more so, my foot comes down on the idea of the government creating stimulus to go build more houses. No, the government should be incentivizing home builders, incentivizing people to go back to work and build these homes. Like there's a way better process of doing this than relying on the government to just make the money and then build the houses. They'll probably be shitty houses anyway. So that's my thought on this. I'm interested to know what you guys think in the comments.